Today's fun project is replacing a water shutoff valve. I have a water shutoff valve here where, as you can see, the handle just plumb snapped right off, if that's what you want to call it. You can buy these water shutoff valves, just the internals, and you can replace those, but I'm going to go ahead and replace the whole shot. I'm trying to see if there's anything else in there that has to be taken care of. I'm going to replace this one on the left side and that one on the right side. This is the one where I walked into the home here, and then there was water all over the floor. Water got inside of here. All that got cleaned up with a wet vac, and there's a dehumidifier going, cleaning up all the moisture that dripped into the basement. And the wood is not too bad, so it didn't score it too much. And there was paint, and there was actually a mat down here and a little bucket, and some of the water dripped into there. But I went to go ahead and shut off the water because it was actually dripping from the valve, and the handle just snapped right off. Why? Because it's made out of crappy plastic, and all these parts are crappy. So I'm going to go ahead and undo the main, or the water line here. I'm going to undo the valve itself, put a new valve on, put some Teflon tape and some pipe thread sealant, which I'll have all here. I'm going to actually put both on to make sure it doesn't leak. Do the same with this one right here, and then they should be all done. Now, the main water is shut off in the basement already, so don't have to worry about that. There should be very little water that comes out of this pipe. And the faucet is turned on right now, and all the air and everything is out of it. Everything's dripped out. So let's go ahead and get this done. Get that beauty right there. Look at all that crap that's inside there. So that's going to go inside there. Wow, there's a little bit of cholesterol inside that pipe. That's going to get cleaned out real fast. Get that crud and stuff out of there. So that way the pipe flows. And that's the cold water line. And then we're going to go ahead and put some of the secret sauce, some thread tape, some secret sauce, and then get this sucker threaded back on. But before we do that, let's kind of match all this up and make sure this is the same. Looks the same, except this one still has a handle and doesn't have a bunch of cholesterol in it. Let me go ahead and get all that crap cleared out and put a bag under there, and that'll do that. Yuck. Gross. Alright, I'm just taking a standard screwdriver. I'm trying to get this crap out of here. It's not coming easy. This stuff is rusted in place. It's really, really gross. I believe this is galvanized steel pipe, so I might have to take my screwdriver and a hammer, just gently tap at that rust to get it out, but it looks like it goes pretty far in there. Pretty disgusting if you ask me, and there's some fun stuff on there too, so just got to get enough out of there. Pretty filthy. Wow, this is not an easy fix here as far as cleaning this thing out. And I want to be gentle as possible because I don't want to bust the pipe itself. So if I do that, it's going to become even more fun. So you're always at that threshold of, have I done enough? But let me go ahead and keep doing it. So what you do with the pipe thread tape, in case you didn't know, first you want to make sure you got threads left. There's a very small piece of the thread there is rusted and completely shot, but there's plenty of threads left to hold. So take it like this, get it wrapped over the top straight, hold it with your other hand, and then loop it around at least 3 times. Now, if you want an extra tight seal that's not going to leak, you put some of the good stuff on it, and put some, and I'm not advertising this brand, I'm just saying you'll put some pipe sealant on there. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now this is PTFE enriched, non-hardening, lead-free, immediate pressurization for plastic and metal. And this is for water grade pipes. This is not natural gas. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on there. I'm also going to get the valve up here. I'm going to go ahead and put some pipe tape on here and some of the good sticky stuff. Put that on there, and then we're going to go ahead and fit that on. I already checked to make sure that this fits before I went ahead and did all that work. So, and I got part of the inside cleaned out. It's not perfect, but it's 90% better than what it was. Like I said, I don't want to put any holes in that pipe. It's galvanized steel, and I don't know how much longer that thing has left. So that pipe's just going to actually have to come out and kind of start from scratch. But let's go ahead and get this one thread sealed up. Pipe tape, pipe dope, the good stuff, and then wrap it up, get everything tightened up, and then we'll go ahead and focus on the other side, the hot water side. Alright, I got the pipe dope on there, I got everything set up, and I just got to twist this sucker on here. I got to make sure it's straight so I'm not going to strip out any threads. Alright, it looks good. Let's twist it on. It's got more exciting because this galvanized steel pipe, part of the thread broke off, so I can no longer thread a new valve on there. So the valve that I have is going to work, but I need another galvanized pipe. So what I'm going to have to do is, I got the main water off. I'm going to have to get another piece of 1/2-inch galvanized pipe, 1/2-inch thread, and then I'm going to have to go ahead and replace that. This one, I may have to do the same. So what I might do, stupid tape's in the way, is I'm going to grab the propane torch, and I am going to grab a pipe wrench. Yep, okay, I'm going to grab the propane torch, I'm going to grab a pipe wrench, and then we're going to go ahead and get that taken off, and then we can get everything put back together the way it belongs. When you take things apart, the unexpected happens. Old rusted galvanized steel pipe. Now the problem is, if I do get this twisted out of there and it comes out without an issue, which I am going to heat it up before I turn it out of there, hopefully that comes out, and hopefully I can just, you know, be done with it. Hopefully this is not something where I got to replace a pipe going all the way down, because that's going to be exciting. Local hardware store and got a hex die, 1/2 NF, and we're going to go ahead and cut that galvanized steel pipe. We're going to cut off a portion of the threads, and then we're going to run this tap, I should say the hex die, not the tap. We're not tapping threads, we're just, anyway, we're going to run the hex die over the existing threads, and we're going to cut off the end of the pipe to make it flush, run this over it, deburr it, and then we'll go ahead and put our water valve on there, and that should do the trick. So this was only like $3, something like that. You can get a whole set of these, but I don't need a whole set. I'm not messing with this stuff all the time, so there's no reason to have only what I need. That's it. The rest, whatever. The sets, if you want a good set of these, they're pretty expensive for something that you're only going to use once in a while, unless you're a machinist or you're doing plumbing full-time. But otherwise, you can go to like Advanced Auto Parts and you can get one for in the high $20 range, low $30 range. Same thing with like Menards or even possibly Home Depot. But yeah, this is good enough for me. So let's go ahead and let's get this on, and then let's get that worked out, and I'll show you what that looks like. All right, back at 5875. I'm going to go ahead and get this done. I'm going to have to take that one off there. Cut that thing flush, and then I decided that I'm just going to cut this old one off. Ah, crap. You know what? I can't even do that. That one's going to have to stay because I don't even have the correct valve for it. Damn it. So it's a good thing that I didn't take it apart, because I wouldn't be able to connect the dryer, or the dryer. I can try to take the internals out. I don't know if I want to do that though. Damn it. I'll pipe dope it. That O-ring inside is probably bad. Maybe if I replace that, that'll do it. I can try. I guess that's all I could do. I'm just afraid that, you know, it runs, it's fine the way it is right now, but I'm afraid if I do something to it, it's going to mess it up. That's the problem. That's the whole reason this one was new and never had an issue. So let me see if this is... All right, so let's get that cut off. All right, I cut it off with a grinder, and it looks a little more flush. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to clean up any burrs, and then I'm going to go ahead and try to thread it on. I'll try to thread the old one on, and I can actually probably use that as my thread chaser because that one's shot anyway. So let me see if there's enough threads, if that's going to thread on. If that does, I'll fill you in. But a grinder, 4.5-inch wheel with a guard, and sliced it off. Did not slice anything else. I thought I might have sliced this over here, but I didn't. I kept bouncing into this thing. This grinder, you really need two hands to fight this thing to make sure that it doesn't do anything goofy, because it wants to jump. So you always have to be careful. We are back at it. We are going to get that pipe off there. I'm going to have to apply some heat to it. You see how beautiful that looks? It's all crusted inside. I'll apply some heat to the back end of the pipe away from the wall, and then I will go ahead and take this different pipe wrench that I bought, because my other one, the teeth snapped off. I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. The teeth are kind of snapped off right here, so it doesn't hold when I try to put the thread on the teeth to be able to get it to the setting that I need. It just comes right off. So I'm going to replace that, and I'm going to replace this fitting. I might have to angle grind that fitting off, but this is coming off right now. So let me go ahead and get my torch. And it's just a standard plumber's torch. Propane. Right here. Here we go. Propane with a flint trigger. That's it. So let's go ahead and get that done. Break in the case, Watson. So I thought the pipe was starting to snap because I was putting a decent amount of pressure. I kept heating and heating and heating, and the heating did zip. So this elbow right here was actually coming loose. The threads are still intact, right down there. It's probably hard to see it. It's right there. Anyway, threads are intact. This is, I'm still going to use this elbow. The threads are fine on it. Just let me double check. Wow, look at how nasty that is inside though. Maybe I just get another elbow too. Or maybe not, I don't know. I gotta find out what's gonna happen here. But what I know right now, the plan is to put this elbow back on, pipe dope it, elbow back on, tighten it up, and that thing wasn't even tightened all the way. How the thing didn't leak in the first place is beyond me. This little Milwaukee tool actually came in handy with that little blade. This is a first. I'm not really a big fan of this hacksaw, but it did okay. So anyway, let me go ahead and get all this stuff put in there. I'm going to take this elbow, pipe dope it, clean it out, twist it back in, and then go ahead and get the other piece of pipe that I need. So I'm basically going to need a pipe that looks like the letter L. I got to get another 90-degree elbow, I think an 8-inch pipe, and then I need, that's it, because I have a 6-inch pipe to go into that, so that should be fine. Then it'll be a matter of cutting that bad boy out, and that'll be it. But all in all, I probably spent at least a good hour and a half on this job so far, maybe even 2. So there's the pipe that I got to replace. Again, I believe it's an 8-inch pipe. I already have that elbow, so that'll work, and then I just need another elbow, and then I already have a 6-inch. I believe that's a 4-inch, but I'm putting a 6-inch on. So this can go back, well, this is going to go into the trash. I'm going to end up doing it exactly the same way. So it's going to go back in exactly how this is shaped right here, and then I'll pipe dope up that elbow, and I'm very grateful that that thing came loose. But that just shows that whoever put that pipe in the first place never tightened it up all the way, and the fact that it did not leak is beyond me. I stopped at the local hardware store, and let's see if this is going to match up. Said it was 8-inch pipe, and then the elbow on here. See if I can get that. So yep, that's going to be perfect. It's going to fit exactly like the other one did. And then I got the 6-inch pipe that's coming out of here. This is a 4-inch, but this will end up working. And if you're wondering why I'm using galvanized steel, it's because that's what's there. And I'm not going to be replacing all the piping that's there. So I figured, what is the point of going with something different when it's unnecessary at the moment? But if I'm told otherwise, I can do otherwise, but that's pretty much how it's going to be, I guess. So I could put PVC, I could put PEX, I could put, rip it all out and put copper, but you do what you're getting paid for, I guess. You do what's going to work, and that's what's going to work. Big mess, a little bit of cussing and swearing. I got the pieces on. If you're wondering why this is a different shutoff valve than that one, it's because this is all they had in stock. It'll work just fine. I needed the dual because this has a dishwasher, and it has the hot water line for the dishwasher and the hot water line for the sink itself. So, and then we got the water line right here for the cold, and this is the standard shutoff valve. So now everything's connected in place with pipe dope. Everything's good, tightened. We're going to go take the water and gradually turn it on downstairs to see if anything's going to come squirting out. Hopefully this is all solid and good, and then we're going to check this trap too, because this ain't the most secure thing in the world here. 2, if you're going to heat up any fittings, make sure you're very careful. As you notice, there's insulation there. All that's spilled out. 1, you want to wear a mask anyway because you don't know what kind of insulation it is. 2, you want to wear gloves. 3, if you're going to heat up anything, be extra careful because that stuff can catch on fire. It's not going to catch on fire if the flame hits it for, a half a second. But I keep a squirt bottle by me. Where the heck is my bottle? Right here. All right. I kept a little bottle filled with some water, and then I had a water bottle by me so that way I could squirt it in there just in case. So after I was done, I'd heat it up, squirt a little bit of water onto it. I didn't want anything to catch on fire. All that pipe dope is going to get wiped off. I'm just going to go downstairs, gradually turn on the water, and make sure that this thing isn't going to come gushing out. It should be fine. Same pipe system that was in there prior. This one, I was able to get it off a little bit easier without anything snapping. I ended up taking the torch, heated up the valve itself on the old style one, which is right here. It's all corroded inside. And then, gradually took a pipe wrench and just gently worked at it up and down until I was able to loosen it up, and it came off without a problem. This one came off without a problem, except it snapped the threads. So same process. This one didn't work well. This one did. So hallelujah for that. I don't have to replace the second pipe. But let's go ahead and get the water turned on, and then we'll come upstairs and see what happens. I'll turn on downstairs just a little bit. I got these shut off up here. So let's find out what happens when I turn them on. Man, this takes a lot out of you. All right. I don't have it turned on full blast. All right, well, it's got air in it. Let's do this line. Packing nut is tight on there. You gotta be extra careful with this stuff because all right, I'm gonna turn on the water a little bit. It's coming out. Turn on the water a little bit more and let's see what happens. Doesn't appear to be any leaks. I just pipe doped it. I didn't thread tape it. It would have been too much to do both because you can't keep the thread tape where you want it to be. All right, and I got the water on a trickle downstairs. So let's go see, get it turned on the rest of the way and get it done from there. Man, all the running to the store and the back and forth up and down the steps. And all right, that one's running without a problem here. All right. All right, I see a dot of water there. Make sure nothing else is leaking. It could have been a dot of water from anything. Dehumidifier's on. That's what all that pool water is for. All right, let's start getting the water turned on a little bit more. All right, let's go upstairs, crank the water on up there, and let's see what happens. Hopefully nothing blows off, because it can happen. What a mess. Mess in the house. Mess around here. All right. I don't see any leaks. I don't see any leaks on anything. All right. Yeah, it's leaking right there. Let's get that underneath there. Catch that water. I can tighten that a little bit more, but you want to be careful because you don't want to over tighten. Over tighten can cause an issue if this rubber in here is bad. That looks like it stopped the leak. Like I said, I don't want to over tighten because there's little rubber washers in there. Let's turn this off once. All right, I don't see any leaks. I don't hear any spraying. That's fantastic. Let's see. Cold water's still not really coming out all that fantastic. It's possible there's sediment clogging everything, but we'll get the water turned on full blast, and then this is going to be the test, right? Let's see what happens when we shut the valve off. It's not a leaker. Turn this on. See how they kick the water over there. It's not leaking from those. Pipe dope's doing its job. All right. I don't see anything leaking, so let's get the water. All right, water's running. No leaks. Everything's solid. Doesn't appear as if everything. All right, it appears as if everything's good. I don't see anything dripping. I'm going to clean up this mess, get all this garbage thrown away, throw away all that junk, and then call it done. All the valves work, everything works, everything's functional. I'm assuming as these pipes run, there's going to be sediment in there, and all that's going to have to be cleaned out. But for right now, everything's functional, and that's what I care about. So this one's done. In the bag.